Hello guys, and I know it's been a long time since I made a video, and you're probably wondering, what the hell is this? Where are we right now? Well, I am supposed to be doing a review on panty and stocking, but like that's gonna take like freaking forever, especially since I have to draw an OC. But I decided, well, here's the deal. A YouTube user by the name of Wizirdi, like his videos are taken down, they're gone, not on YouTube anymore. Either he decided, fuck it, I'm not gonna do this anymore, or he was like taken out for a lot of spam. Either way, his videos are no longer up, and it's kind of sad for me because I learned a lot from that guy. Luckily, I did take down notes. I did not see all of his videos, but I did get it to like, where did I get up to again? Hold on a second. I have it here. Oh, I got up to like the very beginning of arrays. So I'm still not good with arrays, but more on that later. Okay, so right now I'm going to follow in his footsteps and teach you a bit of GML. So what I'm going to do is teach you how to make a character so you can move it. Yeah, I'm going to teach you how to move. Basic movement. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to create a sprite. Excuse me, I've been having a terrible cough. Anyway, I like to go SPR and then whatever. Just name it whatever the hell you want, just so you can remember it. Now, a sprite is a graphic for your player. I'll go into more detail later. So you can either load a sprite that you have in your computer somewhere, or you could use GameMaker's editor to make a sprite. In this case, I'm going to use the editor because I don't feel like loading a file. So now we're just going to go extremely basic, have my colors here, and zoom in, and no, I'm a bit, there, no, yeah, like that. Sorry, I have OCD. Anyway, we have our little standard square here. Nothing too advanced, just basic stuff. Of course, you can make this. Never mind. I'm just gonna move on. Okay, so we created our sprite, and now we're gonna go to an object. An object is something that you actually interact with, something you actually control, something that actually does something in the game. A sprite is just a graphic. Yes, sprite is just a graphic. Keep that in mind. The objects are the things that do the real work. So, obj, that's what I have to do it, and player. Oh, fail. So now we're going to give it the player sprite to indicate that this is the player object. Yeah, I keep these right now. I'll go into these later. Anyway, you want to know how to make it move, right? Well, there are these simple events. Each event stands for what happens in that certain event. I'll go over these events later, trust me. So for this case, we're going to use the keyboard event because you want to move it with the keyboard, you know? So left, right, down, and up. Now you can use drag and drop if you want to, but I'm not going to teach you drag and drop right now. I'm just going to go straight to GML because that's what I know best. Okay, so here is something that you want to know. If we're going to move left, we got to put the x coordinate minus equals 5. Now here's the thing. X is, left and right. Y is up and down. And like right is the higher number, left is the lower number, so that's what you can think of the minus. In other words, I'm just going to say this code is equal to left right here. The number is the speed, basically the speed by pixel. So if you put a number like 644, it's going to go extremely fast. But for now, I'm just going to keep it at 6. Now you do that. Now here's an odd thing about GameMaker. You know Y is for up and down, but to go up, you have to put this. In GameMaker, up is down and down is up. I don't know why that's the case. That just is. Remember, in GameMaker, down is up is down. Okay, so now we go. This time we had a plus. Oh, plus 6 colon. You don't need to add the colon, but I like to add it because that's what a lot of programs require. So get used to adding the colon. It's not necessary, but you might need to use it. Well, you don't need to use it in GameMaker, but if you go to something like Java, oh, you're going to need it. So yeah. So now that we have our movement code, we have the object, which means we can interact with it. But for that, we're going to need to create a room, which click on this button right here. This is your room, the, level in your game, I guess you could say. And you insert the player object. And now GameMaker gives you the option to test your game by clicking this button right here. And let's see if the code works. Takes a while, forgive me. Like I said, it takes a while. There we go. Come on. And if we press the arrow keys, there we go. It's moving diagonal and everything because we used the code. Moving at a speed of 6 pixels per second. It works beautifully. Yeah, so you could do a lot of creative stuff with this. Now, but let me just go over something really. How much time do we have? 6 minutes. I still got a little bit more time to discuss something I want to. Now, sometimes when you're like creating movement events, this looks kind of sloppy. You could use this if you want to, but excuse me. You could use that if you want to, but you have to keep clicking on to add the code. Click on this, add the code. Click on this, add the code. And sometimes that can get really annoying really fast, and you want to do it like a really simple way. Well, fear not, because I have a simpler way to do that. In this case, we're going to delete. Oh, no, don't duplicate. I'm just going to click delete. No, delete event. Yes. There we go. Now we're just going to add a step event. You're probably wondering what a step event is. Well, a step event is every single moment in the game. Steps are every single moment in the game, so remember that. And we can just put all our movement in this one code here. Want to know how? Here's how. If keyboard, board. Oh, I misspelled it. Board. Yeah, keyboard check right here. So yeah, if keyboard check VK, which stands for virtual keyboard, left, then X. There we go. That's all you gotta put. I'll go more into if statements later, because this is technically an if statement. But I'll go into that later. For now, you just wanna... Yeah, I keep putting this. VK. Right. And yeah. 1 second. I'm just gonna cut till... Well, maybe I won't cut, because you guys need to know how to do this. I know it's painful for me to hit the wrong buttons for some of you, but believe me. So I'm just gonna, to make it a little less painless, I'm just gonna copy, paste. No, copy, enter, paste. So it each has a simple line of code. And I'm gonna replace down and up. Yeah, copying, pasting can save you a lot of time. But it's not gonna work because, we gotta put a Y. And remember what I said in GameMaker. Up is down, down is up. I don't know why that is exactly, but it just is. So yeah, now we have our code all in this step event. It will work. I promise you. So we run the game. Took faster this time. I wonder why. And look, it's working. See? I told you it would work. And now I think I have a little bit more time to teach you one more thing about movement. Now, that game we have. Oh, sorry, let me put it back on. I'm such a fail today. Now this thing we have, but you move it with a key with the arrow keys. Yeah, arrow keys. I don't know why I derped there. So you move it with the arrow keys, but you're thinking, why not use the A, S, and W and D keys. Why not use those? Those are used for more first-person shooters. So, well, if you're making a first-person shooter or making something like The Binding of Isaac, there's a way to do that. If you don't want to use the arrow keys for some reason, you can actually use the A, S, D, and W keys. To do that, you gotta simply, well, you gotta modify this a little bit. So if you want to do it down, in this case, it would be X. You would instead put keyboard check ORD. No, ORD, not OED. I'm such a fail. Okay, you would then put ORD, parentheses, colon, S, colon, parenthesis, and then the code that you wanted to move down. So in this case, S is going to be our down movement. So we're going to put, and remember, Game Maker, down is up, up is down. Remember that. So yeah, that's how you do it. For down, at least. We still got to do the others we still got to do it for the others, so. No. I forgot to press enter. Always remember to press enter if you're going to put a new line of code. I forget that. So yeah, but we want to switch it. So down is going to be S. S, and up is going to be W. Right is going to be D, and left is going to be A. Now, do always remember, you have to put these as a capital. If you don't put it as a capital, it's not going to work. Trust me, I tried before. You will thank me one day. So D is right, which means it will be positive. A is left, which means it's going to be a negative. And remember, in Game Maker, up is down, down is like up. So yeah, it's confusing, I know. So now that we have our this, remember, D equals this as, oh, there's two S's. What the yeah. Remember, no, capital. Remember this, guys. I'm sorry it took so long. It's just fail. I'm looking at some notes. So yeah. Anyway, you got this. It's another if statement, but I'll go into if statements later. So yeah, now that you move with the first person controls, what most gamers in the West use, now you have the movement of a first person shooter / The Binding of Isaac / any other game that uses the W, S, D, and A keys. See, I'm moving with the W, A, S, and D keys. Now you can make your own Binding of Isaac or first-person shooter. So yeah, that is all I got to teach you on movement today. There is one more topic, but I'll go into that later. So I hope this first tutorial helped you. I don't know when it's ever going to be released again, but until then, take care.